guys, Liam right here, back for our video. It's another video of Fleet Week of Blue Angels of 2025. Well, in fact, for 2025, unfortunately for this year's, we're not going to be able to see the Blue Angels due to the government shutdown. But for this year's, we're going to have the Canadian Snowbirds and the Patriots. So, hope you may enjoy. Well, for today's, the skies are clear, no clouds in the sky, just a little bit of breeze, the birds are flying, but I can't wait for Fleet Week of 2025. Well, instead with no Blue Angels or the fleet of ships. Since I already told you, the Blue Angels have currently paused their 2025 due to the government shutdown. The government shutdown actually happened last week, and which affects their Blue Angels' previous air show, and they're currently at Pensacola, Florida. So for now, we're not going to see the Blue Angels for this year, but I'll keep you more updated along with this video. But today, for this year's, we're going to see the Patriots and the Snowbirds, the Canadian Snowbirds. They actually finished their show in Southern California, and the Canadian Snowbirds are currently on the way to California, here to San Francisco, for their show of Fleet Week of 2025. For this year's Navy fleet of ships, we're not going to see the U.S. Navy ships due to the government shutdown, but by the water there, we may get to see the Canadian naval ships and the Colombian naval ships. And in fact, the line of ships actually dates back to 1890s. They've been doing this for almost like 100 years. The stuff I'll be bringing for Saturday and Sunday's Blue Angels are just my binoculars. I wish I could just bring my model Blue Angel, however this thing was falling apart, so I decided not to bring it for this year's. But hopefully the clouds in the skies are good. In fact, for Saturday and Sunday's Blue Angels, you may get to see my collaborative YouTuber, Zuma Wolf. Clouds are getting up. Looks like the conditions will be very bad, hopefully not by tomorrow. Because if it did, and continuously into Friday, Saturday, or Sundays, that could be very bad for visibility. As we go along the weather, we see that Thursday is fine with partly cloudy skies, but on Friday, it's going to be heavy rain, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the planes. But by Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be pretty sunny there. Okay, here's another governmental shutdown update. However, as I checked the news, there is no date of ending, and still the Blue Angels are still grounded, while the government are trying to figure out a way to deal with the fundings and attempts. In fact, the government shutdown actually happened for the Blue Angels two times. 2 years ago, it was almost shut down, Fleet Week, and the Blue Angels did proceed. And in 2013, it did actually happen, and the Blue Angels are completely grounded by 2013. So they're not able to perform this year's Fleet Week like 2013, I guess. And in fact, the longest governmental shutdown was actually 35 days, and it actually happened on December to January of 2019. Well, you can't see that far, but it does look like one of the sailing ships that will be coming from Colombia for Fleet Week. Alright, with today's school day now over, on my way to Fisherman's Wharf to take a look at those ships for Fleet Week. There it is. Looks like I gotta see Golden Gate Bridge. There it is, the Golden Gate. I got the bus now. We're a bit away from the Fisherman's Wharf. We're gonna walk down all the way to the beach there. Also take a look at the High Street Pier from the outside. The beach here somehow. Usually it's empty, but later times in the weekends, it can be full of packs of kids and people here. Currently right now the boats are here, but hopefully today's in the skies will be very clear for now, including those Canadian Snowbirds. These here are the propellers of the Calman. It was built in 1925, offering out High Street Piers transports from San Francisco all the way to other ports, like the Marina County and Oakland. And while the ship was sold for scrap, these propellers have been ripped off and preserved right here. Can't believe a piece of an old ship was still around today. The beach already done and checked. Now we're on our way towards the Fisherman's Wharf so we could take a look at some of the ships there, including the Jeremiah O'Brien. I know San Francisco put up this billboard. This almost reminds me of those billboards at Times Square in New York City. There goes one of the F trains. To America. America's two ocean wars. This is what happened during the wars, during World War II. Numerous ships get torpedoed and sunk thanks to these submarines. The U.S. has built some of them. This one is a very scaled model with some of the anti-aircraft guns and artillery cannons. This model submarine was used in the movie Wars. And this is actually a submarine that will actually dive. This is how much, once you're there, you're at surface, periscope depth, where the periscopes, operation depths, that's how much, but going lower, oof, you're crushed to death. This is what inside of a submarine would really look like. That's very cool. And that you have all the compartments around here. Very amazing. This is the USS Papano, the World War II submarine. It's now the only submarine of its class. Well, I think there's more of them, but this is the only submarine that's here in San Francisco here. This is very amazing, with some of the anti-aircraft guns and the artillery. However, this museum's closed, but it'll reopen by tomorrow, and it'll be flowing with tourism for the Fleet Week. We're at the front of the Sky Star Ferris wheel. Look at it, so high. Originally it was at Golden Gate Park, but now it was moved all the way here to Fisherman's Wharf for a good view, of course. Looks really amazing here to see. Oh, we're at Port 21. This is actually a Port 21 here actually for some of the train cars to board one of those train ships. It's actually ships that carry train cars. This bridge here will be used to lower down onto the ships. Once there, trains could load up onto there. Even Flying Scotsman, the British train, actually came to San Francisco during his American tour. In fact, San Francisco was actually the last city where Flying Scotsman would ever be here. It was later sent back to Britain, and she's still there today. Anyways, back to the this bridge here. This thing was almost like a year old. However, this thing closed due to the new bridges and track roundabouts from the peninsula. This bridge is very amazing to see part of it being preserved. Fisherman's Wharf here. This is mostly everything, everywhere. Right now is Jeremiah O'Brien, a Liberty ship that was used during World War II. He even helped support during D-Day, carrying some supplies, ammunition, tanks, troops, and almost like everything to help supply the war effort. After the war, she was fully put into mothball, but luckily she was put into operational condition, and she's in a museum today. Fun fact, her engines were actually used for the movie Titanic in 1997. Government shutdown news update. I checked the news yesterday, and however, unfortunately, the government failed to pass the 5th vote times. Hopefully, the 6th time will work. But however, the bad news is it's official. The Blue Angels are out, which means that they're not going to be performing this year's. But however, next year we'll be able to see the Blue Angels. But for now, we'll just see the Canadian Snowbirds who will do their practices. As I check the weather, today is partly cloudy skies, but with Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, temperatures now going to be clear and sunny. We hopefully have good skies to see the snowbirds. But I know where it's located, somewhere in the Marina County. Oops, sorry, we didn't see any planes, but there's a 747 from Lufthansa. Right now they'll be ready for the rally today, but I mostly will focus on part of the rally. But what I mostly focus on at Golden Gate Bridge there, those fleet of ships. Before we get to the fleet of ships, even though the government shut down, there is a way you can watch the Blue Angels on my separate gaming channel, the EM's gaming channel. I actually posted a video of the Blue Angel video, so check out that one, and I'll see you online. Well, the rally's about to start soon, but at the same time, the fleet of ships will start by 11 o'clock. JROTC, Junior Military Program.
You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true.
Well, we're going to start off with Zumo Soccer. It's like the same thing as last year, but yeah. Hopefully the fleet of ships will be there on time.
And when you dance, I'm in the group. You make me move. You make me move.
2, 1. Game over.
So who won this time?
Thank you for participating. Now let's go back to our seats.
Get ready that far to see. So it took a matter of time. Looks like we got ourselves a passenger ship. I should have forgot to tell you that earlier the school here at Washington will invite a couple of Blue Angel pilots. I talked to one of the staff and they were inviting a couple of the Blue Angel pilots, but due to the government shutdown, they canceled the idea, also their performance. Imagine that I would just interview with one of the pilots, but hopefully when the next year they'll come back, I definitely would do that. The line dance. It's from the same line dance ski that you may have seen in 2 previous videos, which is the first Blue Angel and also the line dance competition. Shows almost like a couple of hours, but still enough for the shows. But turns out that she scale it down, unfortunately. So hopefully by the time when the air show would start, we'll definitely would see those planes, but with no Blue Angels. Well, there they go.
Hey, let's hear your thoughts on, juniors. What's going on? Let's go.
Woo! Yes, we won. Woo! We're gonna go, move on. Oh, we're gonna lose. Look at that, what? Yeah, we're gonna lose. Never mind. What happened, bud? Our team was later disqualified for wrongful teammates. Oh, the seniors won again. Okay, with the tally score, we definitely got second place, but barely. Thanks to tug of war, they've been disqualified. But however, there are no fleet of ships due to the skill back of Fleet Week. But hopefully by the afternoon, we may see those planes fly in the skies. But hopefully next year, we may see those Blue Angels. The air show already got started. Seeing some aircraft. There goes the 777. There comes that 777.
Wait, do you see that? Do you see the flag? Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
You got it all in
Infinite number of realities in the universe.
Not that far, but that's the Canadian snowbirds. I don't know what's that there, but it is an F-18 Hornet. With part 1 now done, the Fleet Week Blue Angels, even though the Blue Angels are out due to the government shutdown, but we'll continue our sights with the Snowbirds starting tomorrow and on Sunday, or maybe of course. But there is one more. Check out my new channel. It's called Liam's Gaming Channel. I recently uploaded 3 videos. With this one, the Blue Angels, posted today, and hopefully you may like this one. It's when I explore different games that I like to play, like RP games, roleplay games, story fighting, and parkour games. PvP or gun games. Tycoon games, and even also trains. I will do some train videos, which one train I actually really like I will film, while the other one's for my vlogging trips, consisting of SP4449, the Daylight, and another one for my vlogging trips consisting of the F40PH. It will be usually in the description to watch, but head over to my homepage there, and you may see that there near Zama Wolf, and hopefully you like it. Liam's Gaming Channel. Subscribe or watch today, and I'll see you online. Hey, so, you like this one? Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Also check out my gaming channel, and I'll see ya in the skies. Bye.